Hello student. So let's see the bones of the leg. So leg that is present between that the knee joint and the ankle joint, and the bones present into that the leg, that is the tibia and the fibula. So let's start, that is the tibia. So tibia in Ayurveda it is called the antar janghasti, and it is homologous with the radius of the upper limb. The type of the bone, that is the long bone, and as it is the long bone, so it should be divided into the upper end, middle shaft and the lower end. So let's see the details of the tibia. So here you can see that is the tibia, right side of the tibia, anterior view, and this is the posterior view of the tibia. So that is the side determination of the tibia. So the upper end, it is much larger than that of the lower end, and the medial side of that the lower end, it projects downwards beyond that the rest of the bone, and this projection it is called the medial malleolus, which is present on the medial side. Then that is the anterior border. So this one, it is anterior border of the shaft of that the tibia. It is prominent and the crest like, and it is simultaneously curved. So here you can see that is the curve and terminates below the anterior border of that the medial malleolus. So this can be denoted, that is the side determination of that the tibia. Then as the tibia it is the long bone, so it should be divided into that the upper end, that is the middle shaft, and the lower end. So let's see, that is the upper end of the tibia. So that is the upper end of the tibia, it is expanded from side to side, and it consists of, that is the two large condyle, this one, which overhangs the posterior surface of the shaft. So that is the upper end, that include that the medial condyle, this one, then that is the lateral condyle, this is the intercondylar area, this one, and that is the tuberosity called the tibial tuberosity. So let's see, that is the medial condyle. So the medial condyle, it is larger than the lateral condyle, and its superior surface. So here in this diagram you can see that is the medial condyle, and that is the superior surface. So that is the superior surface which is articular, and it articulates with the medial condyle of the femur. So here, and the articular surface it is oval. So this is the articular surface, and its long axis it is antero-posterior. The central part of that this surface is slightly concave. So here you can see, and that is directly in contact with that the femoral condyle. The peripheral surface it is very much flat, this one, and separated from the femoral condyle by the medial meniscus. So here that is the medial meniscus is present. The lateral margin of the articular surface, so that is the lateral margin, it is raised to cover the medial intercondylar tubercle. So this one, intercondylar tubercle. The posterior surface here, that is the posterior surface of the medial condyle, has the groove, and the anterior and the posterior surface are remarked by the numerous vascular foramina. Then that is the lateral condyle. So that is the superior articular surface of the lateral condyle, and here in this diagram you can see that is the lateral condyle. So this one. So the lateral condyle, it overhangs the shaft more than that of the medial condyle. Then that is the superior surface, this one. The superior surface of that is the condyle, it articulates with that is the lateral condyle of the femur, and the articular surface it is nearly circular. Then in the lateral condyle, the central part it is slightly concave and comes directly contact with that the condyle of the femur. Then the peripheral part, this one, which is flat, and it is separated from the femur by that is the lateral meniscus. So here that is the lateral meniscus is present. The articular surface has raised medial margin. So this one, medial margin, which covers the lateral intercondylar tubercle. So this one, that is the intercondylar tubercle. Then the posterior aspect. So the posterior-inferior aspect of the lateral condyle articulates with that the fibula. So here in this diagram, here, that is articulates with that the head of the fibula, and this fibular facet, it is flat and the circular and directed downwards, backwards and laterally. The superomedial to that the fibular facet, the posterior surface of the condyle, it is marked by that the groove. Then the intercondylar area, so this one. So the intercondylar area, it is rough area on the superior surface. So here that is the rough area, and that is the intercondylar area that should be present between that the articular surface of that is the two condyles. This area, it is the narrowest in the middle part, and this part, it is elevated from the intercondylar eminence. So here that is shows the intercondylar eminence, this one, and which is flanked by the medial and lateral intercondylar tubercle. So this is the intercondylar tubercle. Then the tuberosity of the tibia. So here in this diagram you can see that is the tibial tuberosity, this one. So the tuberosity of the tibia, it is the prominence which is located on the anterior aspect of the upper end of the tibia. It forms the anterior limit of the intercondylar area, and inferiorly it is continue with the anterior border. So this one. Then the tuberosity, it should be divided into that the upper smooth area, this one, and the lower rough area, this is. The epiphyseal line for the upper end of the tibia passes through the junction between that the two parts, that is the upper smooth area and the lower rough area. Then that is the shaft of that the tibia, so this one. So the shaft of the tibia, it is prismoid in shape, and it has the three borders, that is, this is the anterior border, then this one, that is the medial border, and this is the lateral border, and the three surfaces, that is, this is the lateral surface, this is the medial surface, and this one, that is the posterior surface, this one. So let's see first, that is the border of the shaft of the tibia. So the anterior border. So the anterior border, it is very much sharp and S shape. So here you can see that is the S shape, and it is convex medially. So here, and that is medially in the upper part and convex laterally into that the lower part. Then it extends from that is the tibial tuberosity above, goes downward direction and end into that the anterior border of the medial malleolus, and it is subcutaneous and forms that the shin. Then that is the medial border, so this one. So that is the medial border, it is rounded and extends from the medial condyle, goes downwards to the posterior border of that is the medial malleolus. Then this is the lateral border. Lateral border, it is also called the interosseous border, and it extends from that is the lateral condyle, goes downwards little below in front of that is the fibular facet to that the anterior border of that the fibular notch. So starts from the fibular facet to that the anterior border of the fibular notch. Then the surfaces of that the tibia. First, that is the lateral surface, so this one. So that is the lateral surface, it lies between that is the anterior border and the interosseous, or that is the lateral border. So this surface, this one, it is called the lateral surface. The upper 3/4 of this border or the surface, it is concave and it is directed laterally, and the lower 1/4 it is directed forward. Then that is the medial surface. So this one. So the medial surface, it lies between the anterior border and that is the medial border, and it is broad and most of it is subcutaneous. Then the posterior surface, so this one. So the posterior surface, it lies between that is the medial border and the lateral border, and it is widest in the upper part, and in this part it is crossed by that is the oblique ridge or the line that is called the soleal line. The soleal line, it begins just below or behind the fibular facet. So here you can see that is the fibular facet, and it should be stuck, and it runs downwards and medially and terminates by joining the medial border. Then above to that this soleal line, the area it is the triangular, so this one, and below that the soleal line, that the area it is elongated, and it is divided into that the medial area and the lateral area by that is the vertical ridge or the line. So here that is this one, this is the medial area and this is the lateral area, and it is directed downwards and transmit the nutrient artery, which is the branch of the posterior tibial artery. Then the lower end of the tibia, so it is slightly expanded and it has 5 surfaces. That is medially it is prolonged or downwards to forming that the medial malleolus. Then the 5 surface, out of this, that is first the anterior surface. So the anterior surface of the lower end has an upper smooth part and the lower rough part and the groove part. Then that is the medial surface, so this one. So that is the medial surface, it is subcutaneous and it is continuous with that the medial malleolus. Then the lateral surface. So the lateral aspect of the lower end, it present a triangular fibular notch to which the lower end of the fibula that should be attached. So here in this diagram you can see that is this one, where that is the fibula is attached. So this one. Then the lower end of that the tibia. So lower end, it is slightly expanded and it has 5 surfaces. That is the anterior surface, the medial surface, the lateral surface, inferior surface, and this is the posterior surface. So first, that is the anterior surface. So the anterior surface of the lower end has an upper smooth part and the lower rough and the groove part. The medial surface, so this one, it is subcutaneous and it is continuous with that the medial malleolus. Then that is the lateral surface. So the lateral surface, it present a triangular fibular notch. So here, this one here, and here that is the lower end of the fibula that should be attached. So here in this diagram you can see this one. Here that the notch is present and the lower end of the fibula that should be attached. The upper part of the notch, it is rough and the lower part, it is that the smooth. This one. Then that is the inferior surface. So the inferior surface, it is articular and it articulates with that the superior trochlear surface of the talus and thus take parts in forming the ankle joint. Then medially, that the articular surface, it is extends to that the medial malleolus. Then that is the posterior surface. So posterior surface, it shows some vertical grooves. So here, then the medial malleolus, this one. So the medial malleolus, it is the short but the strong process. It projects downwards from that the medial surface of that the lower end of the tibia. It forms the subcutaneous prominence on the medial side of the ankle. After then, let's see that is the attachments related with that the tibia.